10, 9, 8, 7. That's right. The countdown is on. We are saying goodbye to 2022 and we are ringing in a new year of 2023. And my goodness, the energy. Yes, it will transform us definitely on a personal level, but we'll also see it on a cultural level. We'll see it in a political shift, or shifts, I should say. We'll see it worldwide. The outer planets are moving on us this year. So it is a very busy, transformative year for us. So we'll start with the numerology. We'll go to the highlights in the astrology, and then we will end up with the tarot and oracle cards. So let me introduce myself. My goodness, I'm Tilly. And this is Tarot with Tilly. We're on my YouTube. So thank you for being here, and thank you for, if you're a newcomer, welcome. If you've been here, thank you so much for your positive support and love that you send to me each and every day. I send it right back to you. Okay, 2023, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3 is a 7 energy. The 7 energy is all about standing in our truth. Not giving our power away, not settling for second best, to raise our standards. It's about creating harmony. It's about creating beauty. Many times when we're trying to do that in our lives, we do compromise in order to bring in the things that we want in our life. But it's very important that we are compromising with a win-win situation, that we are not giving a part of ourselves away under all of the energy that we'll be experiencing throughout 2023. We will have some very strong days, and that will be in July, our 7th month. Will be the 7th, the 16th, and the 25th. Will be 777 days. So right in the middle of the year, we will be tested to see how well we are stepping into the 7 energy, aligning ourselves with the 7 energy, bringing it into our world, and utilizing it in order to go forward. When we look at the astrology, oh my gosh, where to begin? I guess we start the year, we walk into the year with Mercury in retrograde and Mars in retrograde. So, find your center. Okay, as we start off the new year, find your center. Disconnect from dramas. Okay, it's a time really to go within and perhaps journal, meditate, ponder what you really want to create, what you want to expand on, what you want to let go of as you walk into 2023. Okay, I believe Mercury goes stationary direct on January the 18th and Mars on January the 12th. So that's when we're really going to have that big push off. So if you're trying to set New Year's resolutions, it might be a little against the energy. Okay, so delay it for a couple of weeks. Of course, our 3 outer planets, and when the outer planets change, our world changes. Not just us personally, but we can see it in the lives around us, in the articles we're reading, in the things we are doing, being shown, being told. So when the big planets move and the big planets change, there's uncertainty in our lives. Rules are changing, dynamics are changing, paradigms are shifting. Okay, but we're going to find more solid ground this year because Pluto, is it Pluto? No, Uranus. Uranus and Saturn have been kind of fighting it out in the sky for the last 3 years. And so finally Uranus will be moving and Saturn will be moving, and the argument goes away, and we can kind of get some solid footing in where we are going and what we are doing. Okay, and definitely there's stability, but stability with our bank accounts when Uranus moves. Okay, so March 8th, Saturn moves into Pisces, and Saturn's not too happy in Pisces. Pisces is all about our dreamscape and our imagination, our creativity, and Saturn is the rules and making the strategy and making the plan, and enough of this dreaming, let's get down to the practical, the doable. So it's not comfortable, but if you use the energy properly, it's a beautiful time to really find some boundaries in your spiritual approaches, in creativity, in healing, and maybe expanding it in a way that you'll benefit the most from it. It's also a time to say, okay, so what walls have I built for myself? Because we all kind of build ourselves in to protect ourselves, and some of those walls are great, and so which walls need to be there, but which walls kind of keeps me away from the connections that I need to make in order to go forward. March 23rd, Pluto will move out of Aquarius. For a very short time, we get this little window of opportunity to see what is going to be the future, okay? So Pluto moves into Aquarius. Technology will change at a very rapid clip, but really with us, it's us having the power towards new horizons, and it's not just standing alone in your independence, it's with groups of people. It's building strong foundations in order to go forward, and they're based on truth, they're based on integrity. Absolutely. On April 20th, we will have a solar eclipse in Aries with Jupiter. Yay. So it's time to reinvent yourself. It's time to create the new you. Learning, studying, new beginnings. Okay, it's time to stop worrying about what everybody else thinks of you and their expectations of who you need to be, and start thinking about your expectations of who you want to be going forward. And this is a beautiful solar eclipse in which to start the beginnings of the new you. Absolutely. Now, in order to do that, we're probably going to have to grow some thick skin, because we will be called out on our uniqueness, on our approaches, on just taking the mask off and showing people the real us and where we're going and what we are becoming, and getting excited about it. Absolutely. May 5th will be the lunar eclipse. I believe that's in Virgo. And so being in Virgo, it's about our health, it's about our well-being. It is about perhaps work, our day-to-day routines, our daily habits. On May 17th, Jupiter will move into Taurus. Now, I like that for several reasons. One, it's the 17th. It's the 17th it's moving in on. Can we be more magical if we tried? So 17 is making the impossible possible, and 1 plus 7 is 8, and 8 is about growing the abundance, embracing your strength, your courage, taking a risk on yourself, and it's really about material wealth and growing your abundance. So there could be money, a flow of money, a new flow of money. Business opportunities could arise under this time. And, with Jupiter being in Aries, we had that need for speed. We can finally stop and sit back and take some country roads and enjoy the ride that we are on. Absolutely. So this year we'll definitely be focusing on expanding the abundance in our lives. Absolutely. Whether it's putting some extra cash away for a rainy day or buying that dream house that you've always wanted, and expect the miracles, expect the rewards that come into your life to be very generous. Absolutely. On June the 12th, we have Pluto going back into Capricorn. Now, it'll stay there till 2024, but now we can kind of back it up because it'll be going in retrograde, and we'll be able to look at some of the ways that we started to build those stronger foundations in our life. And when we look at our experiences, we have the year to plan how we're really going to do that. So now we're really looking at the the learning experiences, and how to gain the knowledge and the understanding and the wisdom to really make a strong foundation for what we're setting out to do. So this isn't, little dreams and little goals and little desires. This is the big picture. This is, the best life ever, and making steps. And maybe you're not going to get there this year, maybe not for 10 years, but we have to gradually step towards it, right? And bring certain parts into our reality. And this is a beautiful year on which to understand how to do that. Okay, because 2024 is just going to be a wonderful year to grow the abundance too. If you do the numerology, just at the numerology alone, it is about abundance. It is about grabbing onto your courage. It is about walking with integrity. That's a very important part of it all. So how are you going to build those strong foundations in your life? On July 22nd, Venus will retrograde in Leo, and it's going to be, usually when Venus is in Leo, it's beautiful, right? Love, and everything's beautiful and magical and wonderful. And we can't have enough love in our life. In fact, we take it to the outer limits. Sometimes we take it past the moderation point quite easily. But because it's going to be in retrograde this year, it's going to inspire us to have a little bit of reflection of how we give love and how we receive it. On October the 14th, solar eclipse in Libra. So it's about adding beauty and meaning to our lives in some way. It could be new relationships, it could be new business ventures, it could be new environments we're putting ourselves into. On October the 20th will be the lunar eclipse. And that's going to be in Taurus, I believe. So that is, once again, a money house for us. That's looking at our finances, growing our abundance, our material wealth, growing stability, growing those firm foundations, getting our ducks in a row. I think Venus is involved in some way with both the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. So that just enhances the beauty and the love that we will be trying to create and expand upon in our lives. Now, Mercury, there's 4 retrogrades this year. I don't have the dates, but I do know that, of course, the Mercury retrograde will be the grand finale of 2023 and will grace us with a retrograde in Capricorn. I think that's on December the 13th. The only difference is this retrograde, we don't leave Capricorn in 2023 at the end of the year. We will be jumping back into Sag before we go into Capricorn, okay? But you know what? It's going to be a year of transformation. Overstimulation for sure. Okay, definitely. And the planetary movement is just incredible this year. So by this point, we will deserve a break. Okay? So when the energy starts to slow, use it as an opportunity to reflect on what you've walked through this year, and more importantly, what you want to take forward with you into 2024. So Mercury is also retrograde all 4 times in Earth energy for 2023, which means that our decisions at the end of the day will be practical, they'll be sound, they'll be well, they'll have firm foundations, right? It'll be an earth energy. It grounds us automatically. So it grounds our thoughts, it grounds our decisions, it grounds our communication. So actually our voice will be very strong at many points in 2024. Okay. Let's go to the cards now. And our shadow card, I'm going to grab the 2 though. The shadow card and what's below it. So we've got, look at this, the Fool. So our card for the year is the Fool. I mean, how wonderful is that, people? Get excited about that. I waited all of 2022 for the Fool to come out. I kept waiting for the Fool. And it wasn't until the very final months that the Fool started to emerge. Here we're starting the year with the Fool. The new beginnings, the new starts, the new energy. Remember, Jupiter is in Aries when we start this year. So it is about being the trailblazer. It is about being the pioneer. It is about being courageous and going after goals and dreams and desires. And it is about new beginnings and new starts and just jumping on that stallion and raising your sword and yelling, charge. The Eight of Swords lays underneath the Fool. So as our perceptions start to change, our understanding changes, the clarity starts to come in. We are no longer blinded by what we thought was a truth or a blockage. We get clarity, we get understanding, and we know how to go forward. We see the path. Okay. Oh, that's exciting energy. Wow, I got goosebumps. Do you? Our first card is the Queen of Swords. I kind of pick her kind of as the mom in the deck. Okay, where a mother would, jump in front of anything to save her child, a speeding bullet, and the mother's job is to nurture, to love, to care for, to grow to maturity, a wonderful human being, right? And so we have to look upon our dreams, our goals, our desires as our children. And we don't compromise them. We don't shut them down because somebody else thought it was a bad idea. We stand in our truth. And we protect our dreams, our goals, our desires. We nurture them. We care for them. We grow them into the successes that we could see within them, even in the size of the seed, as a mother does within the eyes of the child. She sees the success that child will become one day and does everything in her power to grow it to that. So very much, we have that sword. We'll use that sword if we have to. We don't want to, but we're determined. And we're kind of in a blocking kind of like, no farther. You stay back there. This is my space. That's your space. You do your thing. I'll do my thing. But don't get in my way. The devil. The devil is here. Once again, we're really, with the outer planets moving. All Jupiter, Uranus, and Saturn. Pluto's moving for a short time too. My goodness. Will we be transformed from the way we look at things? What we called new and original today will be out of date, and who does that anymore by the time we're welcoming it in 2024, especially with electronics and what we can do. The sky's the limit on what will come of this AI. So let's all hope that the AI that we bring in will allow us the freedoms and the beauty that's here for us to enjoy on this planet, right? That it won't be used for ill reward. We have the devil here. The devil is, this is the phoenix rising out of the ashes. This is allowing the past to burn away, to be no more. The only place the past really is still alive is in your mind. And some of those things we want to keep and we want to cherish and we want to look at them now and again. Absolutely. But those bad experiences, take the wisdom from them. You'll want to take that with you and leave the rest behind. It doesn't matter how it happened, when it happened. Now you have the wisdom. Now you have the clarity. Now you have the understanding. You have the proper tools in order, if you're in that situation again, to know what to do the first time around. Okay, Napoleon Hill. I was listening to Napoleon Hill the other day, and one of the things he said, and it's a paraphrase, I'm sorry, because I didn't memorize it, but no man has walked towards success by walking through the graveyard of yesterday. So don't carry that hurt with you, or that, in how you've been damaged in some way or some form from that relationship, from that incident. And it's easy to say, and it's much harder to do, I know. But the goal is to work through that. Whether it's with a friend, self-help, going out, finding a therapist to walk through things, but this is allowing the past to stay in the past and the new beginnings to emerge. When we are the fool, where's the fool? When we are the fool, look at us. We got our hobo suitcase there and we're ready to go. We need nothing else but the clothes on our back. Let's do this. So allow the past. Don't pull things forward. In fact, if you're listening to this in 2022, before Mercury retrograde, get your paperwork in order so you don't have to worry about getting all that in order in January or February or March or whenever you do it. Do it now. Get it out of the way. You don't want to take any energy that you don't have to take with you into 2023. So the first couple of weeks allows us that time to think, I don't need this anymore. I don't need that anymore. I don't know why I worry about this all the time. Why do I have control over that? Why do I have to be in charge of that? Let me give it away to somebody else. And maybe they won't do it as good as me, but it will get done. So that's the end goal, right? So this is about being the phoenix rising out of the ashes to grow towards your freedom, towards your liberation, and what that feels like for you, what that means for you, your happiness, your joy, your best life ever. The Five of Pentacles. Oh, wow. Do not throw in the towel. It's going to be unsettling energy throughout the year. Absolutely. Between the solar eclipses changing the energy and Mercury being in retrograde 4 times, although that's very grounded, but the outer planets moving on us, my goodness. Venus in retrograde, so we're not feeling the love like we usually do in the middle of the summer, so be careful of that, or towards the end of the summer perhaps. The Five of Pentacles is here to say, so many people, it's just those last couple of steps you had to do, but you threw in the towel. You gave up on yourself. You thought the energy was too hard. You've been going at it too long. You feel like you're spinning your your wheels. But in actuality, you were growing to the moment when you could walk through the door of abundance. And by the way, you're sitting on the threshold. If you just do a couple more steps, you're going to see it. Okay, so it's definitely a year where we dust off the yesterdays and we say today is a new day with a fresh start, and I'm doing it starting today. This will be my 1-year anniversary. That my goal, my dream, my desire, my 1 month, or my whatever it might be. But do not give up on yourself or your dreams. This is a very potent year. The energy will be very unsettled, but it is a very potent year to move yourself forward, especially financially, in a way that we all want. We have the Hermit. The Hermit is, he's that dude. He goes into the cave or he goes into the desert and he sits there and he contemplates life, right? He says, okay, this is where I'm at. This is where I am, my stage of development. This is what I've learned. This is my here and now. And I want to go forward. In what way should I go forward? What is the path I must take? Now, we're not going to have a lot of energy to be that hermit. So, once again, I implore upon you to use at least those first couple of weeks to really brainstorm, write it down, and then as you have little pockets of energy where we can strategize, you want to pull that list out and say, how am I doing, right? The hermit doesn't come out until he's got a plan to go forward, a direction in which to walk. So it's really important for us to have that sense of direction, that we're not just existing. We're not waking up, going to work, coming home, eating, watching a bit of Netflix or TV or YouTube, and going to bed, waking up the next morning, doing it all again, going to bed, waking up. And we want to take ourselves out of that robotic kind of energy and put ourselves into this beautiful energy of a path to walk forward in, a purpose, a design, a goal, a dream, a desire. One more card, you say? One more card. Look at that. Temperance comes out. Temperance is having more by having less, understanding the true balance that needs to be. But Temperance is also ruled by the blacksmith. And so what the blacksmith does is he sees this wrought iron, this bar, and so he gets his fire cranked up. And he gets it hotter and hotter and hotter. And he watches the color of the flame. He waits patiently for the color of the flame to get the right heat intensity, which are the purples and the baby blues. And then, and only then, does he take his hammer to it, and he starts to twist it, and he starts to mold it. He starts to temper it into his vision of what it will be. So definitely with the 14 energy, the Temperance being here at the very end of it, it's about having a patience with yourself, having a patience with the divine timing that needs to happen in order for you to really go forward in the way you want. To not throw in the towel, to not give up on yourself, because Temperance is here to say that you are simply waiting for that flame to get that bright purple, that baby blue. And then you're going to start twisting, you're going to start turning, and you're going to start hammering. You're going to start tempering yourself into the person that you want to become in the lifestyle that you were meant to walk, right? Okay, we will get a mantra card. Oh my gosh, everything's all over the place here. Hang on a second. This card doesn't want to go with them. Okay, there we go. So yeah, we definitely will be overstimulated with the energies and the shifts and feeling it. You know, the energy is always strongest in those first 3 degrees, those last 3 degrees. So we will be feeling energy leaving and energy coming in. And since they're the outer planets, they go much slower. So it is about inventions and thought processes and paradigms, and cultures change. The way we do, what we do, why we do, when we do. Okay, our card is Illusion, Embrace the Truth. It really will be a year of our integrity, needing to be strong, embrace the truth. So we'll go to the book. And I think, we entered the year with Jupiter already in Aries. There was a lot of illusion there that could be. There was a lot of energy with Neptune giving us a lot of illusion as well towards the end of the year, depending on when you're watching. This is 2022. So perhaps now we are looking for the truth. We want the truth. We want to walk forward with a strength, right? Building those strong foundations once again. Illusion means having a false perception of something or someone that is simply not real. Everyone is destined for greatness. However, you may be held back by something you willingly embrace and may not even realize it. Your ego is changed to a comfortable, materialistic lifestyle or an unhealthy relationship. This negative illusion is holding you back from being who you truly are. Look at you trying to break free of the mirror, it seems almost, right? You're coming through it. The negative illusion is holding you back from being who you truly are. A mental and emotional rigorous self-evaluation is needed in order to move forward with confidence and embrace your beauty and magic of life. My goodness. The mantra is, I see things with truth and move forward with confidence. I see things with truth and move forward with confidence. That's a very powerful mantra to have for the year. We'll get an animal here, and of course we'll do a Journey of Love card at the end. And our animal is the fox. Clever. See if I can get it so I can read it. You are swift and smart. Solutions to problems are easily found. Always listen to your instincts. Resources surround you. Be open to romance. Be open to romance. So you are swift and smart. Know that you already have sage wisdom and your intuition. And you have God's ear, angels, spirit guides, the cosmos, the universe. And today, my goodness, we can Google anything we don't know and know it in minutes. Solutions to problems are easily found. I believe that will be the case for the majority of the year. With Mercury being retrograde in Earth signs each and every time this year, that gives us a lot of practicality. That gives us a lot of, being grounded, being, practical when we are making decisions, when we are making choices in our life. Which I won't be able to read it now because I took it away. Yeah. Always listen to your instincts. So learn to trust your intuition. Resources surround you. Be open to romance. And we will get a Journey of Love card here. So the fox, clever. So know that we will be grounded, we'll be practical, and our decisions will be right more often than not. And we'll gain some confidence in our own thought processes and what we think is best. Okay, we have Sweet Soul Rising, the 20 energy. 20 stands for turning points in our lives, and 2 plus 0 would be a 2. And that's about contemplating the magic within us, whether it's a talent, ability, your personality. Magic. Could be magic. We'll read the poem first, and then I'll hold the card up for you to meditate on it. With innocence I share my heart, a smile expressing with a tear, sweet words and feelings that impart everything that I hold dear. The promise of a blossom high, the air is bathed in fragrant scent. To reach the sun you have to fly, desired wells with love that's meant. To wait for heaven's soft embrace, a fruit so firm and succulent. God's promise must remain so chaste, while passion's glow is slowly spent. Such patience born with time's insight, my soul doth burn in embers light, and savors fresh and moist and ripe, the gift of love when it is right. You may feel lost in your own thoughts and feelings. This is the sweetness of surrender into another world. It's a time to dream, to wonder, not to be clear and sharp right at this precise moment. If you have a clear plan, let it become soft and feel your heart opening to allowing whatever might be. We might believe that it's through tough action and dynamic assertiveness that we make our way through the world, yet sometimes the sweetness of the soul rises, and instead we can flow gently with the currents of the cosmic ocean, unsure of where we are headed, but safe in the truth that all waters naturally return to the ocean, where they are all wanting to go eventually anyway. You can use your own efforts to swim to your destination against the current at times, or you can float on the sweet love of your own soul as it enjoys the privilege of getting to know itself as one with the divine. This oracle brings you guidance now. Surrender and flow. This is not a time to assert your will and try to make things happen. No matter how much you may want to believe that you should, there is something bigger happening, and everything is going to turn out perfectly according to the far larger plan, and that includes your well-being too, beloved. Sometimes we have to let go of our expectations about that bigger plan will be achieved and just let it happen, trusting that it will actually take place even without us striving to make it so. And this is one of those times. So once again, it's about having a patience with ourselves, a patience that things will happen in its own divine time, and to allow the energy to embrace us as much as we embrace the energy. So, Happy New Year. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.